Hello everyone, this is Shannon from That's So Po, and today I am going to be talking about my anticipated releases for the first quarter, so January, February, and March of 2024. These are 10 books that, at least based on the Goodreads page, say that they're going to be coming out during that quarter that I'm pretty excited about, so let me just dive in and tell you about the books. First, on January 1st, 2024, not entirely sure that date is accurate, is Not a River by Selva Almada, translated from Spanish by Annie McDermott. This is a book published by Charco Press, written by an Argentinian author, that is about a trio of men who basically go on a fishing trip to the river as a way to process the death of a very close person to them. And this is all about them grieving, about them kind of coming together, but also about them being at this river and being connected to the river, to nature, to its resiliency as they process their grief. I love books that are about grief, and I think that this is going to be a really interesting one, and I always want to get more translated fiction on my list. Then on January 16th is Nostalgia Doesn't Flow Away Like Riverwater by Irma Pineda, translated by Wendy. This is a trilingual poetry collection in English, Spanish, and Zapotec that is all about issues of identity and immigration, about kind of disconnection from home and family. I love the sound of the themes in this poetry collection, and I think it's really cool that it's going to be a trilingual collection. Obviously, I can't read Zapotec, but at least the English and the Spanish I can read, so that'll be a lot of fun to give this one a try. Then on February 13th, we have The Imposition of Unnecessary Obstacles by Malka. This is the sequel to The Mimicking of Known Successes, which I really loved. I have a review for that, so I'll link it down below. This is basically sort of a Sherlock Holmes style sapphic mystery series set on basically like Jupiter or Jupiter's moons in the future. It is really cozy, really sweet, and I very much love the two main characters, Massa and Plady. So in this second book, they sort of team up together again because there is a series of disappearances from the university, but nobody else seems to have noticed them, and so they have to investigate. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Also on February 13th is The Warm Hands of Ghosts by Katherine Arden, who wrote the Winternight trilogy as well as the Small Spaces series, both of which I love. And this is a World War I historical fantasy with sort of ghosts and otherworldly magic in it, where we basically follow somebody who's a field nurse, and she has gone back into the field in order to try to find out what happened to her brother, who was a soldier and has been reported as dead, but there's something mysterious about it, and the place where he's gone missing, there are a lot of reports of hauntings and ghosts, and so she's looking into that. It sounds like, I love historical fiction, but it also sounds like it's going to deal with some interesting topics, and I think this is going to be really excellent. And one more book on February 13th is Convergence Problems by Wole Talabi, which is a collection of sci-fi short stories with really a lot of themes related to Nigeria and sort of our futures in technology and things like that. I had previously read Wole Talabi's novelette, A Dream of Electric Mothers, which was so good, so I'm very excited to read more short works by Talabi. Then on February 27th is The Butcher of the Forest by Premee Mohamed. This is a novella about a woman who has to go enter this magical and very dangerous forest. She's forced by a local tyrant to go in there because there are some children of the tyrants who have gone missing, and if she doesn't recover them, then they will be lost forever. But also, if she gets stuck in the forest, she will be lost forever. So she has to go through quite a bit of trials and tribulations to recover these children. I really like Premee Mohamed's work. I've read a couple of novellas by her before, These Lifeless Things and What Can We Offer You Tonight, and The Annual Migration of Clouds, which were all so fantastic, so I'm really excited about another novella by her. Next, on March 5th, is Money Samia Finds Her Quetzal Voice by Ana Lapera. This is a middle grade published by Levine Querido, who's one of my favorite publishers, that is all about a girl who is sort of discovering information about her family's past in Guatemala, and a lot of the things that happened in Guatemala, especially the violence against women and sort of awakening activism in her. I love middle grade with really interesting themes, so I bet this is going to be fantastic. Also on March 5th is another book published by Levine Querido, 49 Days by Agnes Lee. This is a graphic novel about a girl who dies, and according to Buddhist tradition, you have to travel for 49 days before you're able to pass on. And so this is about that, about her kind of passing on, about her working through things, and also I think about her family letting go. So this is going to deal with grief, with family, with love, with loss. Those are exactly the sorts of things that I love, and I love graphic novels, so I bet I'm going to just adore this one. Next, on March 12th, is another book by Premee Mohamed, The Siege of Burning Grass. This is a novel all about war and pacifism. So it takes place in a world where there are two empires that have forever been at war, and we follow the leader of a pacifist movement who has been asked to infiltrate the other empire and foment an uprising in order to take down that empire and perhaps lead to peace, but there's quite a few ethical issues and questions to be worked out. This sounds like it's going to have really interesting world building and really great themes. And lastly, on March 19th is The Palace of 40 Pillars by Armen Davoudian. This is a debut poetry collection that is all about Davoudian's experiences as an Armenian growing up in Iran and then later in the US, as somebody who is queer, dealing with issues related to his identity, so things like the Armenian genocide and homophobia and just displacement and all of these really interesting topics. I love poetry that is based on identity and experiences, so I bet this is going to be something that really works for me. Okay, so those are 10 books that I am looking forward to in the first quarter, so January, February, March of 2024. If you guys are looking forward to any of these books, or if you have other books that you're looking forward to in the beginning of the year, I would love to hear about them. It's always fun to get more things on my kind of anticipated TBR, so just leave me a comment down below.